So up there is Hardwick Hall, an Elizabethan manor, large manor, and that is where we are going today. So here we are in the beautiful stately home of Hardwick Hall, which is a National Trust property. It was in the past the property of the Duke of Devonshire, but about 60-70 years ago it was transferred to the National Trust, and it is a beautiful house. In fact, there is not one house here but two houses, because the old house was considered a bit old-fashioned 500 years ago, and so the owner, who was called Bess of Hardwick, a very famous woman, she decided to build a new house, and this was about the time of Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth II, as you know, has just died, but we're talking about the time of Queen Elizabeth I, roughly about 500 years ago.
Iya, teman-teman ya. Sementara kami berada di sini, musim pada saat kami membuat video ini adalah musim gugur ya, dimana angin mulai berkencang ya, bertiup kencang ya, jadi agak dingin. Namun seperti yang Tim bilang tadi, kami berada di Hardwick Hall, apa namanya? Hardwick Hall. Yeah, betul.
There was a famous rhyme. It says, "Hardwick Hall, more glass than wall," because it does have quite a lot of windows. We're talking about, 500 years ago. And in those days, of course, glass was not as common as it is now. You find glass everywhere. But in those days, it was considered quite a wonder because it did have lots of windows all around.
I see. Oke, teman-teman, kami akan memperlihatkan nanti bagaimana keindahan di Hardwick Hall, di mana tempat ini juga nggak begitu jauh dari rumah kami ya, hanya 20 menit saja. Tapi ya memang sangat menyenangkan karena walaupun saat sekarang ini sedang musim gugur, kami mendapatkan matahari dan sehingga kami bisa jalan. Oke, yuk kita jalan dan terus ikuti The Adventure of Fina and Tim. See you soon.
So here is Fina walking along by the side of the, I suppose the working area of Hardwick Hall. All of these buildings are very, very old. There's Hardwick Hall in the distance, and then to the west are the other long working buildings, I suppose. There is Hardwick Hall, looking first to the north, of course, and then we move round, looking to the west, and then I suppose the stable block, I suppose, here, looking due south, and down there eastwards, which is a very nice place. So we're looking westwards now towards the town of Chesterfield, and you can actually see the top of the Crooked Spire, just the top, but it's very far away and I can see it, but it's probably not visible on the video, the top of the Crooked Spire, which is where we live in the town of Chesterfield. And then we move round, and here we can see Hardwick Hall, more glass than wall. This is the gatehouse, and as we turn round again, turning to the south, we can see the old hall, which is over there, which is under a lot of renovation at the moment. So what we're looking at now is a place where in the past, when people rode horses, the ladies would use this to climb up to actually mount onto a horse. And now Fina is sitting there dancing a little bit, or standing there dancing a little bit, and it's quite amazing, and it's been very well preserved. And of course up there on the top of the house is E.S. Elizabeth of Shrewsbury. So we're now facing Hardwick Hall, as I look at it, there are some renovations underway because it is obviously 500 years old, but it's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
But there are some works going on simply to maintain it.
Ya, betul teman-teman ya. Pada saat sekarang ini Hardwick Hall sedang dalam renovasi ya. Tidak begitu banyak, tetapi ya memang perlu waktu bukan untuk renovasi itu ya.
I think they use the time after the school holidays,
Yeah.
to get all the work done.
Ya, betul teman-teman. Dan pada saat sekarang ini kami sedang duduk di kebunnya. Kamu bisa lihat nanti ya, bunga-bunganya sangat bagus sekali. Mungkin ini bunga-bunga pada musim gugur ya.
There must be, because there's a very good display of flowers, although it's almost the end of the season.
Ya, nanti tim akan memperlihatkan bunga-bunga yang kami maksud ya, dan itu luar biasa indah sekali teman-teman ya.
Very rude.
Tadi ya tempat yang sangat menarik sekali ya. Kita berbicara pada ribuan tahun yang lalu. Teman-teman, terima kasih untuk kesetiaan kalian bersama The Adventure of Fina and Tim. Dan jangan lupa untuk like-nya dan subscribe. Oke? Sampai jumpa hari Jumat depan. Take care and bye.